Peach, I hope you're doing well today. Before we get started, I got to tell y'all about the goodness of God. See, that's why I am the way I am. I always tell y'all, you get back what you put out. You do good, you get good. That. Went to the grocery store this morning. There was, a brother of the Caucasian persuasion in there. And when Dixie, they don't change everything around. So I was kind of joking with him. I said, man, they don't change everything around in here. It was like he was ignoring me. So I went to the register getting ready to check out, and he came up behind me. I said, I've been speaking to you all day, ever since I came in here, and I thought you was ignoring me. He said, well, I didn't know you were speaking to me. He started smiling. And I said, I finally got a smile on your face. And I kind of was joking with the cashier. I said, he said, put my groceries on his tab. And it was just a joke. He said, well, maybe I could put a smile on your face. Why not? Go ahead. I'm paying for it. $207 worth of groceries that man paid for me. See how good it is? I told you when you get back what you put out. I just was shocked. I said, do you know how much this is? He said, I don't care how much it is. He said, I know I get it back. And I was just talking to a lady that I know in there about how mean-spirited people are. You know, how people think they can go through life not needing anybody. I mean, I just said it as a joke. But never know how you're going to get your blessings. And I just started crying. He said, you act like nobody ever done nothing good for you. I said, nothing like this. And I mean, I just kissed him all, He said, I just got to tell my wife about this. He said he's from Oklahoma. He's down here trying to find him a home. He retired out the military. But what really gets me is bad that people of your own color wouldn't do anything like that for you. But y'all always talk about white people. Y'all don't like white people. And I always tell you, I love everybody because we all connected. See what I'm talking about? Never know. See where I got my blessings from? I got my blessings from a white man, but y'all don't like them. Everybody's not evil. You got bad black people just like you got bad white people. You cannot judge everybody the same because of their race or because of their color. I mean, he said, don't cry. I said, I said, the tears of joy, my love. I said, because nobody's never done anything like that for me. And when I left there, I told a couple of people about it. They say that just goes to show what kind of person you are, because you get back what you put out. See what I'm talking about? You do good, you get good. You never know how it's gonna come back. But I had to start that out, letting y'all know that. That's why I tell y'all about hating people. You can't hate people. I wasn't raised like that. I've always said from the beginning that I'm all about love, because that's what it's about. We here to love one another and help one another through life, because we all are one. Now, my loves, we're going to get started with a coffee cup reading by Ancient Universal Tarot. I will drop her link in the chat, followed up by a collective reading by the Dream Clairvoyant.
Come to this coffee cup reading. This coffee cup reading is for the whole collective, for everyone. It is usually done for the weekends. I do uploading for the weekends, so uploading. Let us begin to see what are important factors for each and one of us. See and turn. I do the ones with tarot and oracle, but this one with the coffee, it's a little bit more intense. I always feel like there's always someone, or for everybody, everybody, some message that will inspire you or help you or guide you. Your coffee cup is quite interesting. There is so much going on. So let us begin. Wow. Let us begin. The first thing is, yes, I was just looking. Well, it looks to me like there is someone holding off or holding on something when they're supposed to be holding off or removing themselves, or something is being removed.
Going on here.
To face.
Okay.
What is before you and why this situation is supposed to be ending or coming to an end. I guess you're holding on to it because it's comfortable, you're used to it. But I guess the universe is trying to tell us here that whatever you're trying to sort of hold on to or safeguard it, it is going to crumble because there is nothing to hold it. Wow, it sounds like the tower, but it isn't. This isn't the tower. This is something like, yeah, maybe it is a little bit like the tower because I feel like something that shouldn't continue. It's falling apart and you're holding it. Anyway, maybe with a little perseverance, with a little self-love, and seeing the bigger picture, you might slowly release it. I feel like you'll know what I'm talking about because there's a lot of mental anguish or mental conflict. This isn't easy. This is like trying to think of everything. You've thought of everything. You've gave it your best shot. You may be feeling so agitated now. It's like, deep inside it's going to fall apart. But, this matter could be affecting your health at the same time. So pay attention to what is being said here. I do also feel like there is a situation with the throat chakra. Something that you're not expressing. It could be something that is making it hard for you. You might be having issues swallowing. You could be having digestive or esophagus problems. There is something like that. You need to pay attention to whatever's happening. Or you've got to be very careful when you're eating, when you're thinking or talking while you're eating. You've got to be very careful. You've got to also be looking into what you're eating, into wholesome, like things that are wholesome. You need to eat wholesome food, wholesome thoughts even, because the mind, the throat, they're all affected. And I feel like things will become easier for you to process once you accept that there is a problem. Now, this could be also a problem that you're, like I said, a situation that is falling apart and you're trying to safeguard it. That could be also bringing on these matters. Deep inside of you, you're trying to connect to a higher wisdom. And I feel like in the midst of darkness, when everything, when you see everything not going your way, in the midst of all that, there is a light, there is a torch. I see the universe really wanting to let you know that everything will be okay. Your angels, your guides are around you. And they really want to take care of you. But at the same time, they want to let you know that you need to take extra care of your body, your spinal column, your bones maybe, your nerves, your muscles. I'm shown that the skeletal, which is the whole body, it's not nominated what part, the whole of it needs your attention. For some of you, this could be because of stress, overstress. Something needs to be really looked at. And I feel like because you've been going through so much, things are going to get better for you. You will heal. What I'm seeing is that there is one challenge, and this challenge, it's opposing something, and there's oppositions. This challenge isn't going to be easy, but it's going to be one that you are going to defeat, and you are going to conquer, and you are going to, even though it's causing some setbacks in your life, but you become victorious. Strength, inner strength, perseverance, all that is going to take with your help of your guardian angels to get you out of the situation. It is to do with someone perhaps of air energy or fire. Air, fire are shown here. Fire energy, Sagittarius, Leo, Aries. It could be yourself or the person you're dealing with. And air energy, Aquarius, Gemini, Libra. I do feel that you are about to reach to the end of this. I feel like maybe there is a beautiful fish here. I feel like directions. Something is directing you to go to a better place, to a much better place. And I feel like there's a lot of luck and abundance of health coming towards you to take you to the next level. Yes, I do feel like you are going to reach the end with the help, with a lot of help. But there was something else I saw, but I just lost. Yes, spiritual help is there for you. I see a hand reaching out towards you and wanting to help you. I also see a magic wand, and I see the torch there again, the light showing that this is one of your chapter of your life, and it's going to end. It's not like the end of the world. It's just one chapter, and something incredible is going to take place. You are going through a lot of reflection, perhaps. You know, some of you could be losing someone, not only as a lover, but someone that was like a great friend, and that could be very painful. It's very painful when you have a lover who is like a friend, and then, you know, losing that person. It makes it very, very difficult. So I feel like, but there, what I'm seeing is there's a beautiful garden where there's more stronger relationships or friendships that are going to be blossoming, and on top of that there's a diamond key. Something amazing about a diamond key. Now the key always opens something magnificent, but I've got it right next to a beautiful moon, so it shows to me that something is going to happen where you are going to be aware, or you will be finding some information. There's going to be a key that's going to unlock a secret for you, unlock a mystery, and it might happen in the evening because I see darkness around it. So this is going to set you free. This is going to transform your life and take you to the next level. But at the same time, it is going to put an end to something that was overwhelming you, and you were feeling like, you know, something or someone that belonged to you or something like that. I do see, okay, about keys and belongings. You know, it's very bizarre. It's as though somebody's asking for their keys, or there is a matter of keys, leaving keys, you're giving up the keys to this place, a place that you felt once you belonged to, and now you are going to become sort of like a stranger to. At the same time, I'm shown that something belongs to you, will be yours, and nobody can take that away from you. But it's a very bizarre sequence here where somebody is leaving someone, and there's a crow cautioning you about something. Very interesting. You know, that's very strange. The things I see in the dark coffee and in the brown, they're very, very different. But I do see some transformations taking place, especially to a place where you used to visit at night or used to see at night. Something belongs to you, and you are going to get it back. You will get exactly back what belongs to you. There's quick success, there's a new beginning, and there's changes to bring back what you truly deserve. You are quite intelligent, quite deep. I feel like there's something that's going to be testing your intelligence, and you are going to be, you're very witty and very brilliant. You are going to pass this test. For those of you who are having mental conflict, you are going to overcome it by your intellect, and that is the only thing that's going to heal you. There's going to be a lot of healing, and there's quick healing coming, very strong and quick healing. At the same time, I'm seeing a lot of money. I see bits and pieces of money bags. There's a few of them, amounts of money that are going to become available to you, that are going to be given to you perhaps. Use them with wisdom, enjoy them, and also know that there is going to be some indecision that's going to make you really, maybe you need to use a new kind of strategy in regard to this matter. I'll just put my glasses down for 1 minute. My eye is itching. Okay, here we go. Okay, back to where I was. Glasses back on. Yes, as I was saying, where there is indecision about either money or some investment or something to do with money, there is a new strategy. You do need a new strategy. That's what I'm trying to say. You do a new strategy. So perhaps, I'm also seeing like these, like silvery kind of shiny eggs. And I'm seeing some eggs scattered and some are in a bowl, sort of, or like a trumpet or something. It looks to me like some of you could be starting over with the eggs, but also I feel like some of you may be wanting to start fresh and start a new life and have like fresh start where you can have a family and children and nesting. Eggs are to do with nesting. But at the same time, I always connect eggs to not to put your eggs in one basket. So if it's to do with money or investment, try to scatter your investments and don't put everything into one situation so that you can so that you can have plenty of resources, and if something collapses, you've got others to back you up. And that hence goes that saying, don't put your eggs in one basket. Mm-hmm. I do feel also there is a matter of children or healing or starting a family. There could be a situation to do with healthcare, but there are this new opportunities. New opportunities coming to you. I do feel there is a situation calling you to have strength and courage and motivation, have motivation to chase up something, perhaps to do with claiming something or some document that is going to bring you something that belongs to you. Okay, it's either belong to you or so we had something that belonged to you. Now I've got something else like claiming something like an insurance or something that is your right. But you need to act quickly. I feel like there's a major crossroads for some of you, and you really need to act quickly or take action to resolve this situation. There is a situation that needs you to move quickly, and at the same time, careful planning is going to get you to the next level. But I do feel like you need to be acceleration on it, just like they're showing me speed here. Perhaps there is an opportunity. I do see big happy changes coming in your life, major happy changes. I feel like there is this angelic being showing to me that you'll be living a very comfortable life, very relaxed life, and your hands in the air, very happy because you're achieving something amazing. And happy changes are bringing you that. Opportunity also is here. I see a great opportunity. There is opportunity of love. I see a beautiful love heart here. Mm-hmm. And I feel like this is this person is going to change your life dramatically. Someone is going to change your life dramatically. This could be a new person. I do feel and I see exciting times, plenty of action, and get-togethers. You're meeting with this person, you're getting together with this person, with their family, but there is a great big change this person is contributing to your life. Don't give up hope for those of you who are stuck in that situation where we started, because I feel like you are going to be granted one of the oldest wishes you have about your something personal, something you've always wanted. I feel like the universe is going to grant you that and give you the freedom to move forward. Someone is dramatically changing your life, big time. Someone, and that is the most important matter here. Someone. 3 times I said it. I know I'm repeating. Sometimes I have no choice. I get chills as I do that. It's going to change your life dramatically, amazingly. And you are going to be loving this period of love, satisfaction, peace, and absolute tranquility. Your emotional needs will be fulfilled. You're sharing a beautiful life with someone. It's truly amazing. Not only that, there is a lot of passion in the way this person looks in your eyes. There's an eye connection that gets you so, what's the word? Heartbeats, heart palpitations. This is when the souls unite, when they look into each other's eyes. There's passion, it brings glorious affection, and therefore love. So I do see that very soon you will have clarity. You'll know who you are. You'll know what you want. You'll know exactly why certain things that you were trying to safeguard them and they fell apart because you were destined for this new extraordinary someone that's changing your life dramatically. You know what's amazing about this person? I'm getting really cold, and it's a very cold, like a warm day, and I'm getting cold as I'm saying this. And I only do that when there is a presence here, or when there is something that is so deep, it's touching me on a high level. I feel like there is this person is going to heal something amazing in you, and that something is appreciation. You will not appreciate it. This person is going to appreciate everything you stand for, everything that makes you you, everything that is so amazing about you. This person will discover it, will be talking about it, will be appreciating it, and that is going to make you understand what true love is, or what true appreciation is, by the meaning of the word. Whether it's coming to do with love, or whether it's to do with something else, I feel like there are such a strong, caring connection that is going to overwhelm you. That's why there's a dramatic change, that this person is dramatically changing in your life. For many, many, many of you, there are a lot of changes. There's personal growth, and there is money and abundance coming on top of love. So I really think that you should take your time and embrace everything and enjoy it. There's a great victory, not one but two great victories for you. I do see the letter S for Sweden, or sweet, or snakes, or Scorpio. I see the letter I for India, indigo. I see also the letter C for Canada, or ceiling, or I also see number 4 here, number 1, number 9. These numbers are also making a big. There's someone with their mouth open, you know, but sometimes they might say that you. I see number 7 and number 2, 72. I also see the letter H, the letter M, H for honey, horse, M for magnificent, or Morocco. And I see that some of you are planning to buy acreage or big land where you can do perhaps gardening, or to do a shed, or to have some animals, or breed animals. There's dogs here also. I'm seeing dogs, which are pets also, of course. But I feel like there is a change. You're transcending where you are to higher levels. I also see again the letter L. L for love, L for lucky. And I see a beautiful fish right next to it. A light is shining on your path, taking you to a very high level. You are going to be transcending where you are, and beginning that is going to give you a lot of steady, calm, serene life where you can meditate, massage. Seeing you also thinking of getting a massage, perhaps, or even giving massages yourself. There's something about a sort of like lying down and a rub. So here, beautiful love heart. Someone is thinking of you from far. You might not be in the same house or in the same place, but they are thinking of you. They think of you often. And they're not looking at you. I'm seeing eyes on you, something wonderful. It's as though people love something about your body, the way they look at you, your eyes, your body. There's a lot of staring, and perhaps someone that really admires you, admires your beauty. But it's amazing. Some of you are really thinking being applauded or rewarded for something you've done quite well, exceptionally well. You're getting a reward, and some of you are planning a small trip. There's an airplane. There's some message that's coming very quickly. That is going to be, this message is going to give you the ability to move forward, to be able to do something. But there is a victory. I also feel like there are money coming, money, hidden treasure that you are not aware of now, that you don't know now about. There's something really hidden from you in regard to money bags. You can have a look at your money reading according to your star sign. I always say that when I see money. There is a money reading that I do for every star sign every month. Have a look at the January, February one, your money according to your star sign, whatever star sign you are, and see what is there. It's very precise and very, what's the word? Very, I always forget that word, refined, concentrated, concentrated, all about your money, your career, your work. And where there is sums of money, there might be more explanation, more details, and of course more personal about you and your star sign. There is someone that every now and then gets on your nerves. I see that, this person. But sometimes there's not much you can do about this. There is a certain connection between you and this person. Could be a family member or something like that. But they do get on your nerves every now and then. Try to be a bit more patient with them, because that was all about patience in your reading. And that is the end of your reading, my dear viewers. I do hope you enjoyed it. I wish you abundance of joy, happiness, blessings, and love and light to all of you. Namaste.
Hello, my beautiful people. Welcome to your love reading. This is the Dream Clairvoyant. Thank you guys so very much for tuning in. I do hope you're all doing well, feeling safe, and feeling blessed as you are. So let's go ahead and get started on your love reading. Please remember to take what resonates, leave what does not. If the message doesn't resonate with you, you're always welcome to watch the other readings here on the channel. And know that the cards represent energies that any gender can embody. Holy Spirit, thank you for guiding us. Love message. What is the love message for someone out there? All right, let's see what's going on here in your romantic life. So you have the Eight of Pentacles. You have the Page of Wands. You have the Nine of Swords. You have the Sun card. You have the Nine of Pentacles, and you have the King of Wands. Okay. There's like... Okay. Whew. Every time I use this deck, it's like I get the message immediately. I don't know if it's because the card is bigger, the image is enlarged. Someone's like competing with your love interest. Like someone knows that there is a masculine energy who's interested in you or who you're dating. Whether you're dating this person, let's just say there's a connection between you and a masculine energy. And then you have another person here, another masculine energy who found out. And he's like, I see him doing all this research about your masculine, about your lover or your love interest. This third party masculine energy is doing deep research about who your lover is, how long the two of you have been together, what he does for a living. I mean, yeah. There is a masculine energy who is like competing with another male over a woman. I see it so clearly. It's like they just found out that you are connecting with another person and they're so heartbroken because I feel like you were like their dream girl or dream woman. They wanted you really bad and they're just now finding out that there's another man who's interested in you. So does that make sense? Does that make sense? So there's someone here who's been having a crush on you, but they just found out that you're interested in another person. And so they're doing all this research on the person who you're interested in. I feel like they just found out. I don't know if like you told people that you're in a relationship or they just happened to find out in other ways. The Eight of Pentacles is work. Okay. I feel like this person, wow. Let's look at this Eight of Pentacles here. See, I need to use this deck more. Something about this deck. Clarify the Eight of Pentacles. Clarify the Eight of Pentacles. Clarify the Eight of Pentacles. Eight of Pentacles is hard work that brings success. So let me see. Eight of Pentacles. You have the Empress. And look, Ace of Wands. Like, they have the biggest crush on you. They see you as their Empress. Didn't I just say you're like their dream woman or dream girl? I just said that. And the Empress literally represents that because there's many queens in the deck, but the Empress is all four queens put together. She's put on a pedestal. She's in her own league. No one compares to the Empress. Like, she's the most beautiful, powerful, feminine energy, divine feminine energy of the deck. And there's this major attraction. Like, Ace of Wands is a passionate new beginning. So yeah, you're their dream woman indeed. And I feel like they've been working. Like, I don't know if this person works with you or they work. No, if they worked with you, then there would be a Three of Pentacles. Maybe they're doing improvements on themselves. Ah, that's what it is. They're working really hard on themselves so that you would be attracted to them. So this person could be working on their finances so that they would look more attractive to you, or maybe it's just self-improvements in general. Like, maybe they're trying to tidy up their looks, you know? Clarify this Eight of Pentacles. Let's look into this some more. Clarify the Eight of Pentacles. Wow. Clarify the Eight of Pentacles. Clarify this Eight of Pentacles here. This work card. Clarify this Eight of Pentacles. They're like, who is this man that my Empress is interested in, you know? Who's my competition? Five of Cups is here. It may be something that has to do with money. Maybe they feel like you make more money or they don't make enough. Maybe they feel like you make more money than them or they don't make enough money compared to the man who you are interested in. Because the Five of Cups is like pessimism. They're pessimistic. They're crying over spilled milk. And the Wheel of Fortune is here. I feel like this person does not make the income that you make or that your person of interest makes. This person is not satisfied. Like Nine of Cups, they're not satisfied with themselves. They feel like they need to do more, which is so sad. They don't have to compete. They don't have to compete. They really don't. Wow. Look at okay, let's look at the Page of Wands here. Let's look at the Page of Wands. I feel like there's been some gossip, some rumors, that you're interested in someone. And that's how they found out. Because pages are all about news, messages, communication. I feel like they discovered something. Page of Wands is my discovery card. They found out something. like they had hardcore evidence. They did. Oh, Ten of Swords. Oh, this is so sad. Ten of Swords, right? This is so sad. Ten of Swords. I feel like they saw something, like some sort of evidence. Like, you can't deny it. You can't deny it. They saw some sort of evidence, like concrete proof that you're interested in another person, another man, or you're connecting with another man, or there's another man who's interested in you. And so look, Ten of Swords, a betrayal. A betrayal. Yeah, the Magician card is here because maybe I wonder if they feel like you were lying to them or playing them with the Magician. Sometimes the Magician can like plot, and orchestrate. But Ten of Swords, man, they felt so backstabbed and betrayed. And then look at the Magician card that's here. Ooh, yikes. Yeah, let's look at this Nine of Swords. Let's look at the Nine of Swords. Clarify the Nine of Swords. Clarify the Nine of Swords. They can't believe it. This person thought that the two of you had something. The two of you had some sort of connection, bond. Nine of Swords, the Hermit. Yeah, this person is... Nine of Swords is someone who's having sleepless night. Like, sleepless nights, someone who's in great distress. They're worrying. And then look at the Hermit. They may even be a little bit... like, they feel down with the Hermit. This person would be like, I feel depressed, But yeah, they feel sad. They feel gloomy, They could be trying to heal and recover from this or really understand the situation, because sometimes the Hermit represents introspection, reflecting.
Well, I call that a lot of fanfare. Well done. Well, thank you very, very much. This morning, I'm not going to quote from any illustrious authors because I want to tie my subject to personal experiences. Over the last time of over 60 years, I've had the opportunity to watch thousands of persons going out in a great crusade in search of truth. They almost remind me a little of the medieval crusades, in which persons in every walk of life, every degree of intelligence, set out on that great pilgrimage from Europe to Jerusalem. Many got only a short distance and gave up. Others kept on to die in the desert. Still others fought their way through the ranks of the Saracen and either died there or gradually returned to their own lands. A fraction came back. They were all seeking the holy city, the city of their faith. And in spite of every effort for centuries, Christendom was never able to recapture that city. And in a way, this reminds me of the struggle of people today. In every religion, every faith, every cult, and every creed, human beings are searching for the personal experience of reality. They are seeking to come to understand themselves, to find a reason for their own existence, to find that balm of Gilead which has been promised to them. They have come in every color, creed, race, and type, and every degree of intelligence. And yet, with it all, so very few have reached the goal that they sought. Many reached a goal which they thought was what they sought. But after a time it proved elusive and illusionary, and the search continued. The alchemists sought to make gold, and also to reform society. The Hermetists studied the secrets of nature, the Greek mystics and philosophers studied the world with the most profound attention and with the greatest benevolence. Many of them came to extraordinary conclusions, but now in the 20th century, these conclusions are ranged against each other, and a new materialism, a new intellectualism has taken over, and a new pilgrimage has been declared, a pilgrimage into the great economic future of a world industrial wealth. Still, the search goes on, the search for peace among nations, peace in our own hearts, peace in our family lives, peace in our national governments. We are still searching for that mysterious integrity which alone can bind up the errors of society. Now, looking back as far as we can in history on this, we observe a certain number of special points of interest, and these include both Eastern and Western thinking, the wisdom of Asia and the wisdom of the Western world combined. And it all seems to sum up in one peculiar inconsistency, namely that the individual seeks something better without becoming better himself. He seems to think of religion as a way of atoning for something, atoning for his own misdeeds or his own ignorance. He seems to believe that if he can become part of an association of religious peoples, that he can drift with them into the better land beyond. But actually, we are today no closer to that which we essentially seek than we were thousands of years ago, because we have added more to our difficulties than we have to our solutions. And now we all stand in the midst of the greatest challenge we've ever known, nuclear warfare. Now, how all of the good of the past could come to this, how the love and wisdom of thousands of dedicated souls could not prevent this emergency, is a very strange and sad commentary on our way of life. So this morning we want to take up the problem of opening the doors to the inner self, to the reality within us, to see if we can come to a little better understanding of the problems that we face. Those of you who have, in travel, visited primitive peoples may note one interesting point, namely, way back in the beginning of time, there were those who had visions. There were those who had strange beliefs, but these beliefs were supported by extrasensory perceptions. And in those old days, the great scriptures of the world were written. In those days, the great philosophical and scientific footings were laid down. And we have only inherited the skill to make certain improvements upon original revelations. Therefore, the great period of revelation is not now. The great period of revelation gave the world Pythagoras and Akhenaton and Moses, Zoroaster, Buddha, Krishna, all the great scholars and wisdom teachers of the past. Now, why was that the way it is? Why were those days better for the development of wisdom than ours? I think probably the answer to this is reasonably evident, namely, an uncluttered existence. Our ancestors did not have the great ambitions that we have. Even our forebears in this country had no such vast ambitions as we are courting today. In those days, people lived close to nature, which was a great advantage. They lived in a simple, natural environment that had not been spoiled completely. True, they lived in company with some unpleasant animals and things of this nature, and quite early began to develop feuds among themselves. But generally speaking, primitive man lived in a natural world. And living in a natural world, when he tried to create a philosophy of life with very limited resources with which to work, and not really any understanding that there was a philosophy of life, he began to build his way of living by studying the life of the world around him. There is an account, I don't know whether it's completely factual or traditional, to the effect that speech came from nature. That long before the individual was able to have words or created alphabets, he copied natural sounds. And having the proper structure in the throat to do so, he was able to imitate the sound of a waterfall, or a wind through trees, or the cries of birds and animals. And this seemingly was the beginning of language. He found it possible to tell his neighbor or communicate certain ideas, feelings, impulses by accepting the sounds of the natural world. He knew sounds that frightened him and sounds that pleased him. He knew sounds of birth and sounds of death. And from all these he began to develop a series of sounds which became gradually letters of a primitive alphabet. But these sounds came definitely from the natural world. So did everything else he had. He had to come to the conclusion that if he was ever going to understand the invisible, he must be able to find it in the visible. Almost all old theologies are merely abstractions of natural phenomena. The gods were the powerful chieftains. All of the rules.
I hope you all are well. Shout out to your information man and Jess Larissa. I don't know if y'all didn't catch the beginning of the live. I was on screen talking. I was talking about, love for one another, love everyone, because we all connected, we all one. You do good, you get good. You get back what you put out. And I was just so touched this morning, I had to share it because I was at the grocery store, Winn-Dixie, and I usually go to the Winn-Dixie out here where I live at, out here on the spur, but I decided to go over there in the hood today, with the one I used to go to out there, like you going to St. Simon's Island, but it's on the Highway 17 in the plaza. And this white guy was in there, the brother of the Caucasian persuasion, and they remodeled all the grocery stores, and they don't move everything around, so you got to search for things. So I was just in there and I saw him over there in the produce section, and it's like I was talking to him, but it was like he was ignoring me. So I just went on through and I saw a couple of other people I know in there and spoke to them. So I was at the checkout, and the guy that was in the produce section I was talking about, he came in the line behind me, up in the line behind me. And I said, I've been talking to you the whole time. I saw you first come in here, and I said, you ignoring me. He said, well, I didn't know you was talking to me. So he started smiling. I said, see there, I got to put a smile on your face. So I just joked. I had over $200 worth of groceries in my buggy. I told the cashier, he said, put them on his tab. He said, well, maybe I could put a smile on your face. Why not? Add it all up together. And I said, you know how much groceries? He said, I don't care how much it is. He said, I don't worry about it because I know it's going to come back. And I just started crying. He said, don't cry. He said, I'm trying to put a smile on your face. I said, these are tears of joy, my love. He said, you act like nobody never did anything good for you. I said, nothing like this. I just had to hug him and kiss him. I see what I'm talking about. When you do good, it come back to you. Yeah, I was just talking to another lady in the store before that happened. I said, I don't have luck. I said, but if I see somebody homeless, I might give them $1 or $2. If people look at you like you're crazy, I said, but that's just my heart, Well, then I left there and I went down to the meat store, and I was telling my god sister about it. She said, see there? She said, that says something about who you are. She said, because You get back what you put out, sis. She said, and it was a white person too, wouldn't it? I said, sure was. She said, it's so sad that your own people wouldn't do that for you. I said, it really is. I said, but they always talk about they don't like white people. But white people will do for you before your own kind will. That's why I don't condemn nobody. I love everybody. You're supposed to treat people the way you want to be treated. Simple as that.
Rules and laws attributed to deities were the result of human relationships testing the possibility of community existence. So little by little we built a world in which nature provided the only available facts. These facts could be, by careful meditation perhaps, or constant reinvestigation, could become truths. And this, in a sense, is the beginning of modern science in 17th century Europe. Namely, that there were truths that could be built upon facts. That these facts could become the basis of rules. That these facts, by constant repetition and investigation, showed nature's way in a great many directions. It made it possible to decide internally, to a measure at least, what nature expected us to do. On the basis of nature would penalize anything that was not within its own approval. So little by little the science of nature began to take the form of a natural philosophy. A natural philosophy that was based upon the seasons, upon the climates, upon the various nature phenomena, from everything from the gently flowing stream to the volcanic eruption. All these things had to be fitted into something supported by facts. And facts were things that you could see, that you could touch, or you could in some way have a direct contact. Now from facts, the problem of truths resulted in morality. Morality was really the moral interpretation of facts. It was a fact made alive and vivid through experience. The individual taking the fact and working with it discovered finally that it had within itself a meaning, a moral value, that it produced good consequences, that it advanced causes, whereas error nearly always destroyed. So little by little the truth factor came in. And after a long time with truth, the mind and consciousness began to ascend to a higher level, and this was reality. Reality is in a sense the higher octave of truth. It is something that is gradually built into our understanding as a complicated network of truths, working together, and through their interaction producing what we call reality. Reality is the final proof of the truth of a fact. And on this basis we have built most of the learning that we know today. Now it also follows that from the beginning of time, individuals in a mysterious way began to question themselves. The caveman probably was among the first to ask why he was created in the first place. The answer has not yet been found. Most people have the slightest idea where they're here. They have no idea where they came from, except biologically, and nowhere near anymore from where they're going, except in terms of the mortuary. All of the rest is a noble internal reaction to something. The individual was not willing to accept the fact alone. He had to build it into a moral value which became his truth, and he finally had to accept it and live it and grow because of it, and that way contact reality. So we're going to now question how the people of today or of long ago continued their search for reality. And what did they use to open the doors between the visible and the invisible? How did they expect to attain a concrete, visual, audible reality? Well, in the earliest days that we know of, There were in all tribes and nations certain mystics, and these mystics were persons who were given to strange dreams, visions, curious experiences, which did not limit their consciousness entirely to the common world. Somewhere along the line, dreams became a part of man's structure of searching. A dream had certain technical advantages. It could be described, it could also be experienced, and it could be, in a sense, fitted into the social pattern. A dream might, therefore, pertain to a world or vision or place beyond this life. A vision could be an experience of that which is beyond conscious contemplation. Now, of course, for a long time, dreams were considered as symbolic of mystical values. Dreams were the basis of healing in ancient Greece. Dreams were the basis of social growth among the American Indians. Dreams were always something a little beyond, a little intangible, but sufficiently substantial to be recalled, to be remembered, and to be shared with other people. Now, dreams also gave another proportion to consciousness. Dreams often were centered in some other place than the one that we are familiarly acquainted with. While we lived in our comparative modest dwellings, we had dreams of temples and palaces and shrines and great mountains, hierarchies of celestial beings, and all the mysterious mechanism of Dante's Divine Comedy. All of these things could be experienced, and we might add, to be practical, they were perhaps best experienced after reading Dante's Divine Comedy, because that type of reading placed certain attitudes or ideas in the subconscious of the human being. And gradually, as intellectualism increased and improved, the individual not only began to downgrade his dreams, but also to change them to meet the changing social conditions of his times. But dreams were a sleep phenomena that has played a part in man's evolution from the very earliest time. Now, there have always been natural mystics. These natural mystics were not necessarily psychics. They had experiences, but these experiences were inward revelations. The true mystic was not telling his neighbor what was going to happen to him. The true mystic was exploring a realm or a vista far greater than the material world in which he lived. Perhaps among the great mystics we should mention Johann Tauler, Jacob Boehme, and Emanuel Swedenborg. These persons came from different areas of life, different levels of culture, but also had similar experiences. Swedenborg was a scientist of high standing, and Boehme was a shoemaker, and Tauler was a monk. These different people all had mystical experiences, and these experiences resulted largely from a great longing or a great yearning, or, as in the case of several of them, a great tragedy in their personal lives. There came a time, and is always a time, when an individual who becomes sorry for himself, perhaps quite legitimately, not simply an emotional state of affairs, but a frustration of the real values of living. The individuals of this type may retire into themselves and live in a world of constructive and idealistic fantasies. But are they fantasies? This is also a question that has never been satisfactorily solved to meet everyone's requirements. But we also know that the mind has become a powerful factor in the effort to make the invisible real to us. And the mind has developed all kinds of experimental processes. The mind has borrowed heavily from outside sources for the information intended to reform the inner life of the person to whom that mind belonged. So the mind almost always builds an invisible upon the visible through a certain intellectual, mental approach. And today we have all kinds of such approaches. They are found in practically every religious system of the world, and they are opposed by every agnostic system. They have become the basis of moral philosophy and have also resulted, unfortunately, in the rise of a great many competitive institutions. But the mind becoming more and more enmeshed in the obvious or the external, and the external becoming less and less soundly founded, so that it is based today very heavily upon mistakes and misfortunes. The mind becomes a dangerous instrument. Now, the mind was not such a dangerous instrument long ago, when society was a comparatively simple structure. Probably, really, the mind's domination of the situation began with the dawn of ambition. And when ambition reached a certain degree where it was willing to accomplish its end by destructive means, then ambition became a mental liability. And we have several such liabilities today, in which the mind is really no longer capable of direct thinking. It is no longer capable of truth-seeking in the real sense of the word. The term truth has come into bad times and has now been applied to so many different mistakes that it is practically impossible to classify them. But the fact seemingly remains that the mind, which might possibly have opened the doors to the internal, has only become another gatekeeper, preventing us from entering. The mind, therefore, guards the gate of the superior as a watchman to make sure that the individual does not outgrow the level of thinking which is common to his society. It is assumed that if he does this, he will be an outlaw, impoverished, and probably disgraced. So the mind guards his outer reputation at the expense of his inner life. Now, with this problem more or less obvious, what have we left as ways of finding the inner? Well, the second way, perhaps, is religion, as expressed through the heart doctrines of many people. Most people who will follow the heart doctrine, basically, are not intellectuals primarily. They may have excellent minds, they may know everything that a true intellectual does know, but they also have something else. They have a dimension of sympathy, a dimension of compassion, and they also have a deep-rooted belief and feeling that somewhere in the great pattern of things, an infinite love is moving the universe. These emotional-centered people, therefore, very often come closer to the reality than the intellectual. In emotion, you have experiences, sometimes disillusionments, sometimes discouragements, sometimes destructive reactions, hatreds, and so on. But basically, the heart doctrine is one based upon the teachings of Jesus or one of the other great benevolent world teachers. It is based on the assumption that the search for the reality of things is the primary purpose of human beings, and to live together in a fraternity based upon the realization of reality is the solution to the social dilemma. So the heart doctrine has had many exponents, and many of them have had, I think, a greater benevolent influence on mankind than almost any other level of instruction. The person who is in friendship and in love and affection some way seems to live on, and live on in the virtues and achievements of himself through his descendants. It is therefore a very important point to make sure that we realize the tremendous significance of religious affections. But now comes the rub. The religious reflections run into controversy. The individual wishing to be a devout person may find that devotion today is strangely altered, that the simple affair of doing good of being kind, of being unselfish. These things are no longer really available in terms of affection. The individual has been cheated too often, he has been imposed upon, and he has also developed ulterior motives within himself that are so powerful that he is really incapable of a pure emotion. He cannot prevent his emotions by being colored, or he cannot reconcile the inconsistency between a noble emotion and an ignoble action. So both exist together in the same person, and this conflict results in a loss of man's affection as a means of liberation. Now another type of thing, we go down to a lower problem again, but one that's very distinctive, and that is social relationships. The humanitarian, the individual who lives to help the underprivileged, the benevolent person, the person who devotes his life to the service of mankind in one kind of way or another, the devout physician, the devout attorney, the devout industrialist, the individual who basically is unselfish, becomes a servant to physical needs of human beings, and also becomes an inspiration to their internal requirements. These all constitute a level of virtue in which the person becomes virtuous through service. And service is, of course, in fact, and in vision and in substance, the noblest expression of man's inner life. But the inner life itself must still be considered. We must try to find out what happens to help the individual to have an inward experience that is great enough to dominate his mental, emotional, and physical attributes, and in that way give him back to the leadership of the best of himself. Plato said that a country is best ruled when the best persons rule. The human being is best governed when the best part of himself leads. Now, some think the mind is the best part, others the emotions, some the physical body itself with its resources. But all of these finally come under the leadership of that which dwells within the body, within the emotions, behind the mind. What is this basis of reality? How are we going to reach it? How are we going to challenge it to come out of its strange aloofness so that it can become available to the person? One thing we find out immediately is that this search has to be personal. There is no possibility of communicating this reality in ways necessary to solve the problem of the individual, except that it be given to the individual with his particular problem. So we have to try to find out how to reach the opening of the inner life so that something superior to mind can become the ruler of mind, and use the mind, the emotions, and the body as an instrument for the fulfillment of a sacred purpose. This we have to try to discover in one way or another. We begin with it, and we begin to see that in ancient times there were various doctrines that were developed very largely for the purpose of bringing the individual into contact with his own higher nature. That there were teachings that taught him to rise above even the highest aspects of his own mind into an immediate and intimate experience of reality. This became a very deep and important problem, particularly with the Neoplatonists and with the Buddhists and several other groups, that the quest for the way to become enlightened, enlightenment being in this case the light of the inner shining upon the outer. It was not the individual holding a candle up before his own mind. It had to be something else. The light had to be something that came from above and not through him as a person. It had to be a blessing, a benediction, a baptism of the Spirit. And he had to try to find if there was any way in the world in which it could happen to him. And most of those who have achieved greatly believe that it could happen. And those whose recorded remarks and opinions on the subject have descended to us, while they do not tell us the way they developed, and maybe gave us a clue to what we could do in our own time and in our own way. One of the first things that we are told in ancient scriptures is the simple line, "Be still and know that I am God." Now, I think perhaps this is one of the most important statements in connection with man's religious life. The problem of trying to be still. Now, when we think of still, if we are bound to material things, we will simply say that the individual does nothing. That is not the answer. That is not what is intended. Intended only to become part of worship. When the individual seeks the ordinary, he can read a school book or attend a class. When he seeks to know the mystery of his own inner self, he cannot storm the gates of heaven. If he tries to get into the sheepfold, which was the old name for religion, by any way except the proper gate, he is then a thief and a robber. Therefore, the ethics, the morality, the integrities involved have to be kept in mind at all times. To be still to the mystic means to be free from the involvements of mind and emotion, and free also from various physical symptomologies that may arise, in order that he will permit that which is truly the over-self to be heard. The still voice, the small voice, comes to the individual who stops talking long enough to hear it. And that is very rare even in religion. The problem always is that we are trying desperately to decide for ourselves on mental, emotional, and physical levels those problems and decisions which can come only from something superior to what we now use. We have to some way break into that mysterious realm that has been called intuition or the extrasensory band. Now we have to be careful even of this, because the extrasensory band has now become locked in the intellectual pattern. The extrasensory perception now is merely to explore scientifically those parts of the universe which might be usable here, but which we are not aware of at the present time. Therefore, extrasensory perception may be completely selfish, may be intended to advance destruction, may be engaged in order to find new weapons and new ways of avoiding truth. These things can come from the wrong understanding of what is intended by the concept of be still and know. To be still now, for us, in this particular world in which we now live, it seems to me, is to cease doing that which is not necessary, not right, and not good. The individual must choose sometime to clearly face the fact that he cannot be right if he continues to act wrong, that there is a relationship between conduct and consciousness. There is a relationship between our material personality and that mysterious locked over self which we are seeking to understand. Therefore, it is very necessary to be still in the sense of recovering from all of those intemperances of attitudes by means of which the normal growth of the consciousness is delayed or disposed of entirely. Therefore, if we want to really understand this, we have to begin the process of ironing out ourselves, to get rid of those things which interfere with the natural mistakes of life. I mentioned that one day to a man who came to see me, that if he stopped all these various attitudes that he had, he'd be better off. And he seemed quite unhappy and a little indignant. Well, he said, if I stop thinking about all these mistakes, I'll have nothing at all to think about. Well, that probably is true. But it is possible to imagine that there might be some things to think about that are not mistakes, if we give any ground for such thinking. If we are willing to gradually iron out the impulses and intemperances with which we have burdened ourselves for thousands of years and brought with us in any sequence of rebirth that happens to us. Supposing we say that the individual who wants to get better is trying to grow because the present condition has become intolerable. The person is not satisfied as he is. He is not satisfied in what he has been, but he does not know how to carry himself into the future without dragging this rubble with him. Tomorrow is just another day in which to worry about the problems of yesterday. This whole problem of the continuity of a compound attitude has to be broken up in some way. The person has to be able to be quiet without unhappy thoughts coming. He must be able to be relaxed and think without thinking destructively, critically, or in some way detrimental to all concerned. And if his thinking is so bad he can't stand it, he has got to learn to get over the instinct to take a drink or something and forget himself. The individual trying to forget himself is really telling us he's trying to forget a personality that is impossible. And there is no way of getting away with it except by outgrowing it. Now, some have undoubtedly have been able to drink themselves to death, and hope that by this means that they have accomplished everything that was necessary. While these people belong in believe in the kind of life that we are generally living, they will feel they have got release. But to the deeper thinker, they have solved nothing and have escaped nothing. So that the problem becomes again, cure it now rather than face it later. So in the problem of getting started on this inner search, we have to try to find out that nature, in its own way, our natural compound, is essentially cooperative. The body, with all its natural functions, is really a pretty good creature, considering everything. It has laws and rules which, if we keep them, it will keep us as long as possible. It also has rules that we cannot break. And the moment we begin to reject our responsibility to the body, we're in trouble. We get so interested in what we're doing mentally and emotionally that we wreck the body. And because we have wrecked the body in accomplishing a large personal fortune, we then feel that the wreckage was worthwhile, but it isn't. Actually, therefore, the first laws that man faces are obvious to himself. He faces them in his daily living, but he has learned to carefully ignore the findings. He also has developed a new escape which our ancestors really didn't have, namely that if he couldn't get out of the trouble himself, he could hire someone else to get out of it for him. But it's just as difficult to have another person solve your problems as to have another person eat your food and you be nourished by it. You can't do these things. So we have now the complex situation of people who want to grow, but have already stunted their own growth badly. They want to be better, but they do not know what to do with the mistakes that have accumulated. I think the old mystics had the perfect answer for it. They simply said, "Be quiet and know that I am God." Now, this wasn't a theological type of definition. It is a definition based upon the concept that when we cease to build our own mistakes, when we cease to fashion a giant monster out of our own intemperances and relax, all of these evil things simply fade away for lack of nutrition. But they will not fade as long as one drop of nutriment is available to them. As long as we continue to have unhappy attitudes, we are not going to solve the mystery of our own inner consciousness. actually the way of life physically that gives us the maximum probability for years is the same type of discipline as that which is necessary to the mind and the emotions so that they will fulfill their duties as perfectly as possible. When the emotions are quieted down to simple, gentle, real values, the emotional nature is protected. We have no likelihood of trouble with some of the internal organs of the endocrine system, which have particular control over our emotional content. We will not kill ourselves by false feelings any more than we will kill ourselves with bad food. When we go up again to the third one, we have the mind. If the mind is used as it was intended to be used, and that is for the common good, for the advancement of everything that is real and valuable in life, if the mind could be released from the terrific pressure of self-interest, if it could get away from all its scheming on how to defeat a brother, and rather simply, quietly work out how to help him, all things would be much better in the mental world. There would be much less mental breakdown, and we would not be suffering from too many cases of senility. It is the misuse of the mind that gradually changes life into a dismal dwelling for the individual. So in each of these levels there is a natural law. Each of these creatures has its rights and privileges. Each level of ourselves has its inalienable needs and corrections. They're all here if we want to use them. Now, a lot of people have been perfectly willing to support religions industriously. They have been willing to make pilgrimage. They have been willing to do all kinds of penances to remove some guilt mechanisms within themselves. And at the same time, even though they live a pretty fair life, this great experience of projection into something higher has not occurred to them. And largely it's a result of not being able to quiet the separate levels of our consciousness on their own levels, and then quiet the relationships of them to each other. In other words, if the mind and emotions are locked in conflict, they're in trouble. Wherever there is conflict, there is a kind of destruction. There is a false motion. Wherever there is an obstruction, there is a decay of values, a disintegration, an infection, in which something becomes sick. All selfishness is sickness, no matter what you want to call it. All jealousy is sickness. These things are just exactly as serious as sicknesses as are the ordinary physical ailments which we may or may not be able to cure. This problem, therefore, is to get rid of the sickness arising from the misuse of powers, faculties, and principles within ourselves. Unless we're able to do this, we're going to stay right in trouble just the way we are. But the worst part of it is, we may be a good church member while we're in this problem. It has never occurred to us that religion demanded anything more of us than allegiance. It was like a parent who demanded that the child obey, but did not necessarily contribute to any enlightenment in the purposes of obedience. The religious association which washes away sins with baptismal water has not gotten to the point where it realizes, or that people realize, that they have got to wash their own sins away all too often with their own tears. So there is time to get at some of these values directly. If the person wants to be born again in the theological sense of the word, it isn't that he simply accepts a religion. To be born again means to not make the same mistakes again. It means to clear the slate. A new birth means to start out with a fresh, clean, honest mind, without carrying anything from the past that was destructive or against the Ten Commandments or against the Sermon on the Mount. Everything that is detrimental must be left aside. It must not be carried forward. Yet the individual may be born again and still be in some business which is highly competitive, or in a family relationship in which tyranny dominates, or children are neglected, or the older members of the family are ignored. All of these things are not assumed to interfere with being born again. But to be born again with them is to be just the same as you were before. Instead of a new birth, it's just a new name for the same old things that you always problemed. Now, out of this, there's something more, though, than just keeping the moralities straight. It is part of this business of being quiet. Every agitation, every intensity of negative attitude is dangerous to the inner life of the person. Therefore, we say that when we want the individual to be still and know, therefore, we say that when we want the individual to be still and know, we want the individual to change his entire basic formula for life. It doesn't mean he can't speak. It doesn't mean he can't have ideas. But he has to have only things that work together for good. The body, mind, emotions must be brought into harmonic relationships. There must be no discords in the compound of the person. It doesn't mean he necessarily is awfully well advanced. He isn't perfect. He isn't above making an occasional mistake. But when he makes a mistake, he knows it and he's sorry. And when he's not too wise, he may be much deeper in the mysteries of his own inner life. So the problem is that stillness now is the end of conflict, not the end of function. It is that no longer will the individual be in a continuous disturbance with himself. He will not regret what he did yesterday and build a new regret today. Pythagoras advised this doctrine of recollections to accomplish freedom from habit patterns. He advised his disciples that every day they should live their lives over again backward for that day. See what they did right and what they did wrong, and determine to correct any mistake that was made during that day. Recognize it, correct it, and outgrow it, and reach the condition in which it would not be repeated. So what we're asking for, really, is a good-natured person of kindly disposition who has managed to get over griefs and grievances, who is able to live in pleasant relationships with other people, who is not jealous, who does not tear down reputations, and doesn't lock in feuds with anybody, who holds no violent dislikes over subjects they do not understand, do not take sides on problems they do not know, but whatever happens, remain open and ever watching for the good, and watching and rewarding only the best of their own conduct. This means a more or less simple life. One way that the medievals found to gain this simple life was by joining the clergy. They became monks, lived in monasteries, worked in gardens, spent most of their time in prayer and meditation. But this didn't work quite well either, for in this case, the isolation was the individual arming himself against himself. He was determined to destroy the opportunities to make mistakes and gain virtue in that way. It's not done that way. It doesn't work. The individual does not recover from his mistakes because he locks himself away from temptation. Because temptation is still there, and all kinds of internal pressures affect him and afflict him even while he is in a monastic existence. The answer to the whole thing was, stay in the world, but be able to live your own inner life without worry and fear, And if other people wish to ridicule it, let them. But do not resent their ridicule. It's not worth it. Do that which your inner life tells you is right. And in order to do that, you have to get a message. Now, messages coming from the inner life are often mistaken. Very often what we consider to be a vision is merely a way of supporting our own personal attitudes. When visions begin to support our right to be wrong, we have a good reason to question the visions. Visions can be nothing but nightmares. They can be nothing but psychological expressions of our own defects. They can reveal to a clinical trained psychiatrist or psychologist just what is wrong with our dispositions and why we're in trouble. This type of vision or dream is of no basic value except as a warning. And the individual does not need to have an elaborate analysis of this. For if he has pressures, he will have dreams. And most of the dreams will be related to his pressures, either justifying them or trying to help him to fulfill the things that have created the pressures. So we don't go on that level. But if there are no pressures, if there are no intensities, if the individual is living a very quiet, reasonable, and natural life, perhaps he'll be a little like Jacob Boehme, the great German mystic. He was raised and educated as a shoemaker. He was an apprentice shoemaker. Finally, we got his papers and became a master shoemaker and lived in the little town of Görlitz all his life. He was married and had children. He attended the Lutheran Church, and he was a very simple person with only the education possible from a local school, which probably taught him only enough to read the Bible. So this man quietly, peacefully made a strange compact with himself. He resolved to live as best he could in his simple way, the best he knew. And he was a very quiet man and a very charitable man. And when the Lutheran Communion turned against him very bitter, he never for one moment showed the slightest resentment. While they were denouncing him in the church, he was sitting in his pew and listening to it. He was unwilling to even pick a quarrel with the men who were accusing him of heresy. Fortunately, at that time, the Inquisition was not in control in Germany, so all they could do was downgrade him. But actually, in this very simple family way, they say a very wonderful father, a faithful husband, a good friend, and an absolutely honest craftsman who marked every shoe he made and guaranteed it. To this simple man came some of the most extraordinary visions recorded in history. One day, while he was working in his shop, he had a chance to look up, and he saw a ray of light striking a pewter plate on the wall. This ray of light struck him in the eyes, and in that moment he had a vision of another world. And this vision he had of another world had none of the peculiarities that we associate with sectarianism. It was a world which he had not even a terminology for. He borrowed all kinds of words from his friends and neighbors, as he had no words. He also was able to gain some terminology from alchemy and astrology and other subjects, but he used them always in his own way, not the way they were originally being used in the communities. Little by little, Boehme discovered in himself a strange and wonderful truth that was the basis of all his thinking and all his living. He said that in the very beginning there was nothing in the universe but peace, that this peace reached everywhere, and everyone was in peace with everyone else. And they talked to God, and God answered them in the voice of a small child, a very gentle child, not much older than themselves, because he was speaking to common people and not to great scholars. and they were all peaceful until along came Lucifer. And Lucifer was self-will, and by self-will fell the angels. And when Lucifer asked deity for certain privileges, he was a faithful cherub at that time, God spoke again in the voice of the little child and said what was necessary. And Lucifer said, "Oh no, I don't like this. I don't want to live in a universe that is ruled by a small child. And if the deity can't speak out the great and glorious words I want to hear, I'm going to take over the job." Remember, this is in Low Dutch in Germany. So he said, "I'm going to take over. I'm going to run the universe now." So he challenged deity. He said, "I'm not going to do these things. If you're just a puny little deity living in a space without anything around you except a baby voice, I'm going to show you how to run this thing." And at the moment that he said that was the moment of the great disobedience. And in an instant, the heavens completely changed. Everything changed. The sky was filled with great spiritual powers. In the midst of them was seated or placed the ineffable deity, with all power, all splendor, all skills, and the thunder and rumbling voice that could be heard everywhere. And it is thus that the pride of Lucifer opened the abyss of the self, opened the world of sorrow and pain, because he had tried to take over the management of the universe, and because he could see no God until he disobeyed, and then the whole glory of heaven broke upon him. Now there's something about this, it's almost a beautiful myth or legend that can be carried right on down. For the man taking over the universe because God didn't seem big enough to handle the job is something that we all might think about occasionally. Also in all the problems that we have. When we think of the universal divine plan as too weak to handle us, to take care of our problems, so that we have to suddenly become helpers in this deal, we may get into serious trouble. But Baby was essentially a great mystic, and he pointed out that when the human being becomes aware of the realities and uses them properly, the great grief or the great sorrow fades away again, and man and God live together in infinite community, always man obeying that which was eternally ordained to be obeyed. So in this way, Bamey had his statement of silence.
Yeah, I know it's time for me to get a couple of our readings in, so hold tight. I appreciate y'all for dropping in, showing love. I love you all. Everything I want to move slow. Since you're here, Jess, I'm gonna go ahead and get one in here for you real quick.
Cancer. Thank you for tuning in to Perfectly Imperfect Tarot. This is Green Eyes here to give you a reading, my loves. Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Mars, Martians, astronauts, pick a node. It does not matter to me. I love you all. Cross watchers, I am a snitch. I'm telling you now. Please don't curse me in the comments. Love you too. Cancer, this is a judgment-free zone, but you will hear the truth. No gender or age, only energy. You're going to hear me use terms he, she, her, him, they, them, it, heifer, pay it no mind, feel the energy. Remember, roles can always be reversed. Cancer, I thank you. Like, share, subscribe, emails, comments, love tokens, and donations. Thank you, and thank you again for your support of the channel. Absolutely. All right, let's talk about your energy. Coming into your energy, there was a mending of fences, mending of bridge. You know, I think either you're going to make amends with someone or you're going to be the source to bring two together, okay? To bring two people together or groups together. You're like in that matriarch, big mama, Uncle Earl kind of energy. You know what I'm saying? So definitely kudos to you for that, because I feel like you're in that element of love, that element of emotion, that element of the water. Okay. Nice. What fell out just now was beginnings. So new beginnings. It kind of solidified what I was feeling. Great. New beginnings for you, new beginnings for others. Portal energy, you know, heavy portal energy here. I think things are just coming together in your life. I think that you're at the precipice of a beautiful journey, and I congratulate you. You know, it's well deserved. Well deserved. And earned. Hello? Cancer, please. We're pulling from the Queen of the Moon Oracle for you today. Cancer. There we go. And we're in reverse with attraction. And I don't feel bad about it, because I feel that you're deflecting negativity. You know, this is a super moon. It's very strong. Okay. But I think you're kind of deflecting negativity. I think you're deflecting toxicity. I think you're, you know, even if, how can I say that? How can I say that? Hold on. I want to say it in a way that's not offensive. Like you might come off to negative people. You're coming off like annoying or, yeah, I want to say it like that. Annoying. Let's leave it like that. That's enough. But that's because your light is disturbing their darkness. Does that make sense? It's kind of like somebody that, you know, when you're in a dark house and you come outside and it's bright and it's like, you know, that's kind of how your energy is right now. It's deflecting, like you're so bright. Like when you're driving, that sun is like, you know, that's how you're coming off. It's annoying, but it's because of your light being so bright right now. So when you have people that are, you know, oh, I don't like Cancer, or, you know, Cancer getting on my nerves and Cancer, blah, 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 blah. That's what it is. Okay. So take it as a compliment. Hello. Acceptance coming in. This is because they're eventually going to see that what you're giving off is true love. You know, it's not fake, you know, so they can either accept or deny it. It's up to them. But you have acceptance coming in. Like I said, I think you're building bridges. You see how the hands are coming together. I think it's because of you. I think people are being mended and they're accepting others and things like that because of you. Surrender is coming behind that, because I think you're going to notice that. You're going to notice kind of like, you know what, God, I give it up. I have to leave this darkness that's in my past behind my back, because I'm looking to the light of the future. I'm looking for elevation and edification in life, you know, and that's why beauty comes behind that. Strength comes behind that, with resilience, and definitely a win coming in with sovereignty. Okay. That way you can now once this is completed and mastered, you can now take a look further into your future. Like, okay, this is what that was all about. Now that I've mastered that, let's focus on what's next, you know? But we're a little ahead of the game. Let's come back a little bit. I want to pull your spread with Nefertari today. You feel kind of old to me. Your energy, it feels like ancestral. I don't know how to explain it. I want to say it like that. Maybe you're just really in tune with your loved ones or with the Most High right now. Your energy feels it just feels seasoned and experienced, you know? A lot of wisdom here. Yeah, Hermit energy, definitely. High Priestess, definitely. So Virgo, Pisces energy is here. Something else. King of Wands, maybe. Center, please. Thank you. The Nine of Wands. And I'm going to leave it just like that. Because I don't think like I said, it's a deflection. I think you're kind of like figuring out what to stand for, what to protect, and what not. You know, what to defend and what not. You know, that's that Nine of Wands energy. And that's giving you solid ground. That's the thing. This deflection reveals, you know, who's who and what's what in your life. And that's giving you solid ground to stand on. And like I said, allowing you to now assess further into your future journey. But right now with that Nine of Wands, there are just things that you know that are your peace and are your divine, are your love. And then you know there's things you need to let go of, number one. Number two, there's also the issue of you being like that center when I told you earlier of bridging some type of gap or mending a fence. Something is coming together and it's because of you. See, even if you look at it like this, it would be the rabbit putting that last wand in to make this fence solid. You're going to be, I'm telling you, building some type of connection here. Maybe networking is coming in for you strong with maybe a new job or a new venture. Okay. Crown is all right. And there's the Queen of Wands crowning, lovely, confident, strong passion coming in here. Highly intuitive energy. Yeah, definitely. That's solid right there. That is so solid. I love all this fire that you're in, Cancer. Even though there's so much love in your heart, it's like you're taking your water and you're lighting it on fire in your life. You're just, there's so much application here. You're applying that love. You're applying that love to faith, to passion, to forward movement, to edification and spirit. You're applying the love and turning it into passion. Let's see what's working against you. What's in the way for Cancer right now? The devil in reverse. Capricorn energy in reverse. Now, if you have Capricorn in your chart, okay, I want to say this. The Capricorn in you, this is only for people with Capricorn in their chart. The Capricorn in you might kind of be that voice in your head saying, it sounds negative, like you can't do that. No, that ain't gonna work. No, don't do it. Wait, don't say nothing. Don't say nothing. Wait. Like I'm laughing, but I can literally hear it. Forgive me. Others of you with the Capricorn in reverse. Now, this is chains breaking. This is toxicity that you're getting away from. You know, it's a separation, but if that's the deflection that I was talking about earlier with these people, places, and things that might say, like, they're trying to dampen your spirit. That's what it is. So you're separating yourself and doing your own thing. And now they're in the way trying to play with your heart, saying, like I said, maybe saying you're like annoying, or, you know, you get on my nerves, or, you know, just anything negative to kind of just bring you down. You know what I'm saying? But God gave you this queen. And with that queen crowning your energy, it doesn't matter who says or what they do. it doesn't matter. You win.
Facts. See, Cancer. Remember, I told you what a couple of weeks ago. I think it was either last week, Larissa, that Cancer readings always resonate with Capricorn because y'all are polar opposites. But like I was saying, see, in Vedic astrology, which is Eastern astrology, sidereal, I have Cancer rising and Saturn as well. Like in here in tropical, I have Leo rising and Saturn. And in tropical, I have Leo in my first and second house. In sidereal, I have Cancer in my first and second house. So that's why you need to know both your birth charts, because people say really that sidereal is more accurate than tropical. But people over here in the West, we use tropical. But I know my placements in sidereal too, because I'm a Capricorn sun in tropical, but in Eastern I'm a Sagittarius sun. I have Capricorn, I think, in Mercury. See, I'll tell you, this resonating with me so good. And then just as I was, I meant to tell you this, that lecture that I just finished playing with Manly P. Hall, it was, it's funny. I told you there's no such thing as a coincidence. Basically, what happened to me today, what I shared with you all, that's what he was really talking about. Everything that I was saying, that's what he was saying in that lecture. I just can't make this shit up if I wanted to. People, I keep telling y'all that. When you know better, you do better.
That's how strong the confidence is of that queen. She's the only one out of all four queens that will challenge the Empress, knowing that her title doesn't equate, but that's how much she believes in herself. You understand? And with this energy crowning you, you pull down from that. And any negative thought or person that you have in your surroundings,
all true.
I'm telling you, it will be washed away with the lovely water of your true sun, or your true sun sign. Okay? Let's see where this is coming from. What brought this on for Cancer? The Three of Swords. Yeah, you got tired of the pain. But you got tired of the pain, you got tired of the hurt, you got tired of the third party situations, you got tired of being an option. You're tired of that. This is somebody that says, look, I'm tired. I'm tired. But see, these eyes here, God sees all, knows all, and does all well. Okay? Sees all, knows all, does all well. So all the time you might say, well, I've been in pain for years. What happened? Well, now you didn't just receive the pain and take it like you normally do. You actually took these blades out of your body, out of your heart. You removed them. These blades are not connected to this person. You removed those blades from your heart and you said, I got to do something different. I'm going to stand. And that's the true nature of that Nine of Wands. Someone who has been through, but they have not been broken. They still stand. Right. They still know that they have something left to fight for themselves. You understand? That would be that true nature of that Nine of Wands in the upright. But I couldn't make it upright or completely reverse for you, not because you're not standing for yourself, but because I know you're also helping others. So there's multiple energies in that Nine of Wands for you right now. But make no mistake about it, baby. This Queen of Wands right here on top of your head, Shamalama, mother loving ding dong. And I'm going to leave that right there. You understand what I'm saying? Let's go to the future. Okay. And I have the Four of Swords in reverse. Yeah, you ain't sleep. You wide awake. You're waking up. Your Four of Swords talks about rest, contemplation, thinking things over. In the reverse, I am up, I am active, I am involved. Okay? You are becoming hands-on. I'm telling you, you're going to help bridge somebody's gap, mend some fences, bring some people together. And within yourself, you're also empowering yourself. It's going to feel so good and confident. Look at the Two of Swords at the bottom. I don't think you know this is coming, or they don't know this is coming. I'm not going to lie. Okay. But with the Two of Cups, see, you don't, this is going to be a connection that you're going to be in the center of. I don't think you realize it yet. I'm not going to lie, because you might realize that, Tom, Dick, and Harry, hadn't spoken to Mo and Joe in years, and you speak to them every now and then, and you speak to them every now and then. Let me get these people together because we can all be friends. That kind of thing. So it's going to hit you like an epiphany, but when it happens, it's going to be perfect. That Two of Cups energy is balanced energy. It's an even exchange, an equal exchange, okay? This is somebody that gets you. This is somebody that knows you. This is somebody that thinks like you think, wants what you want, okay? And for others of you, if it's not that kind of situation that you're finding a friend or putting friends together, then you're getting aligned with your spirit guides, being on one accord. Let me tell you, that's a gift in itself, to be actually on the same page, that when your angel is whispering in your ear, Cancer, I think you should make a left. And you say, you know what? I was thinking the same thing. Finally, we thinking alike. Hello? Instead of them saying, Cancer, don't do this. Cancer, don't do that. Cancer, don't do this. You know what I'm saying? Where y'all on the same page. And when you get on the same page with the Most High and you get on your divine journey, it doesn't matter who's saying what and who wants to challenge you or who wants to bring you down or who wants to make you look bad and try to embarrass you. That's kind of energy this deflection energy is giving off. Like, this person wants to make some type of grandstand to make you look bad, but God is still God. You understand? And the tower will fall. That whole idea is going to fall apart. Scorpio energy here, by the way. All right. Lightning, whatever they're trying to build up to block you, lightning is going to strike it and it's going to fall and crumble to a grain of sand. You understand me? Because you're finding emotional balance and you're getting a lot of ancestral assistance. Six of Cups energy. That's assistance, past life assistance, okay? Past life energy, past life connections, things like that, okay? Also, the equilibrium of emotional balance. But like I said, I think you're bringing people together. You just maybe don't know it yet. But either way, let me tell you the most positive thing about this Six of Cups. It's a forward moving energy. That's what's most important. I'm telling you, even though, excuse me, the energy receives a lot from the past, be it connections and ancestral and lovers or whatever you want to say. And it does give you balance. But the most important thing is for the purpose of forward movement. You understand what I'm saying? And that's what you've been focusing on. Forward movement, right into growth, right into edification. Taurian energy with the Hierophant. Okay? Leveling up. All right? I'm telling you, networking is really strong in this energy. I don't know if you're going to meet somebody that knows somebody that you are going to really be grateful for, or you're the person that's going to connect to people, and that's going to work out great. But there's a connection here, and it's coming by way of your growth, your development, you leaving toxicity behind, knowing where you stand, stepping in your confidence, doing your thing, okay, which is, like I said, going to allow you to now start focusing
That's perfectly
on more.
imperfect. Green Eyes.
Focusing
I dropped her
on the
link in the
future.
chat.
Because you now can expect greatness, because you're going to feel like, okay, now I've mastered the lesson of this season. And once you do that, it's like, I'm waiting now for my ships to come in. And there it is. Shamalama, mother loving ding dong. Okay? Shamalama, Ten of Pentacles. Abundance in all areas of life. So this is not just about money. This is about love.
Right.
This is about career. This is about foundation. This is about family. This is about your health. Things coming together beautifully, beautifully. Look at the divine motion coming with it, with that chariot. That's you, baby. You. Ten of Pentacles and you. They go together beautifully, don't they? Divine motion here. The angel is driving. You have a choice of the destination. I told you, you're going to start saying, okay, now that I've got this, I can see myself really doing this in the future. Or I can see myself with this person. Or I can see myself over here, over there, doing this and doing that. And that Uber is going to show up at your door and say, well, come on, Cancer, let's go. All you got to do is choose a destination. The ride is provided. You know what I'm saying? The ride is provided, okay? So it might feel a little overwhelming at first with that Seven of Cups. Breathe. You're not being forced to into an ultimatum. Your back is not in the corner. Understand that options are not a punishment. So don't stand in McDonald's for 20 minutes looking at the menu that's been the same for 400 years. Hello? I'm just saying. Hello? You know, options are beautiful. It's favor. So don't look at it like punishment when you're saying, oh my God, I don't know what's real. Is this real? Is that real? Are they being real or fake? You know, breathe. Listen to your intuition. Let that divine light guide you. Options are not a punishment, okay? But
hello, Aries, and welcome to Blood Sagittarius Tarot. My name is Robin. And Aries, today we are going to do a reading about the person on your mind. We're going to find out how they're thinking about you, how they're feeling about you, what you can expect from this person. We'll see what they want from this partnership or want from you, and we'll see what you would like to get out of this. Let's talk about this person, Aries. Spirit guides, the person on Aries' mind. How are they thinking and feeling about Aries? What do you want to tell Aries today? Not enough. Frustrated, lack of confidence, self-sabotage, ego issues, jealousy, the sword and the rose, clarity, truth, revelation, humor, protection of power. Let's see what's going on. You might have a little bit of a jealous or an insecure here. Maybe you're just too hot for them. You're just too hot to touch here, Aries. Let's talk about it. An Aries, oh wow, what you want is the sun. So you have a strong attraction to this person. This person makes you happy. And Aries, for those of you who are interested, I am doing personal readings. If you want one, the link is in the description box below. Ooh, they have regrets. They want the 8 of Cups, but in reverse. Okay. Let's see what their feelings are. What are their feelings towards Aries here? Queen of Pentacles. Wow. Okay. They're trying to control. They're trying to be in control of their lust and attraction here. I don't know how well it's working. Let's see. What is their actions in the near? We have a lot of actions here. We have the 5 of Swords. We have the Hermit. I dropped that card. Let me grab it. We have the 9 of Pentacles in reverse. It's on the bottom of the deck. Yeah, there's their jealousy. They're trying to control that, but they okay, so what you want here, Aries, is the sun. This is your energy. The sun for me is Aries and Leo, but I always consider Aries because you're the leader of the zodiac. You're the leader of the clan.
The baby of the zodiac.
And plus, you know, the sun comes up in Aries season. So the sun is what you want. Happiness, success. You want forward movement. You feel a strong connection with this person. The overall energy between the two of you is the 2 of Cups. So you guys have fun together. You enjoy each other's company. Maybe you banter a little bit. Maybe you play off each other. But there's joy and happiness here, but there's jealousy. 8 of Cups in reverse. They might have screwed things up here with their jealousy. They're worried about what they did here. There's a Knight of Cups. There's a 2 of Pentacles. So not entirely sure what happened, but your person is thinking a lot about this. They're worried that they've screwed things up here. They have some regrets about what happened. They're trying to control it. See how this queen is putting her hands on this snake? This is the jealousy issue. This is their whatever insecurities, whatever jealousy, whatever the hell happened. This is them trying to control those feelings within themselves. They consider you to be very compassionate, very caring. You could be a mother or a father, if not to children, you know, to fur babies. But the Queen of Pentacles, whoa, my throat just got, excuse me, it's got really clogged. So they definitely are not speaking their truth, or they're very embarrassed and humiliated for something they did. What did they do, Aries? What is this Queen of Pentacles energy? You want to elaborate? But they think you're the full package. They do enjoy your company as well. Yeah, they want to transform this, but there's been some kind of challenge here. You're everything that they want. The Ace of Cups. They want a new beginning. They want success. The Chariot, the Ace of Cups, the 9 of Cups. They want to move this forward with you, but they definitely do have some insecurities and some doubts inside their minds here. They're stressing. Look at them stressing. What did they do? I don't know what this person did. They regret it, Aries. They think that they've ruined things with you here. They don't want to be single, but there's that jealousy issue. So maybe they think you're out of their league, or maybe they just have trust issues. Maybe you're just very attractive, get a lot of attention. You know, the Queen of Pentacles is very attractive. Usually, like when the Queen of Pentacles comes up, it means they like the way you do your hair, your makeup, if you wear makeup, the clothes you wear. They like the way you present yourself in public. You look good, smell good, feel good. So their actions are to feel sorry for themselves. I don't really see them doing anything here. We'll see what they do in a month. But the 5 of Swords and the Hermit, they're staying quiet. They're embarrassed about what they did. I don't know what they did, but they're definitely embarrassed about what they did. And then, yeah, there's them withdrawing. Maybe they're just taking time trying to get over this insecurity. They're definitely embarrassed about what happened here. We're going to get a few oracle messages, Aries, and we'll find out where things are in a month if they're going to take action, because they're very regretful, very sorrowful. They're trying to, like, see how she's got her hand on the snake, the snake's temptation. They're trying to control that aspect of themselves, but they don't know if they can. You got a jealous, this person has trust issues. What does Aries need to surrender to here? Denial. Accept people and situations exactly as they are without denying the difficulties, because then you can see things clearly and make the best decisions. What is the caring connection here between Aries and this person? Synchronicity. Divine soul counterpart relationship is blessed with amazing moments of synchronicity. Now let's get the hidden truth. They could say something. What would it be? What would they say to Aries right now? We will be together again. So they're determined to get you back. And look on the bottom, I lost myself for a little while. They definitely did something that they think was out of character, and they think they ruined this with you. So let's get your potential outcome. Let's see where things are in a month, because my son's in Aries, and he's not exactly, if you lie to my son or anything, he's not forgiving. He's a little stubborn. He can, he would never lie to somebody. It's this thing that's ingrained in him. So let's see where you are in a month here, Aries. So spirit guides, let's get our potential outcome. When I say potential, Aries, there's always free will. You're going to make the decisions you're going to make. And when I say outcome, where are you in a month? Is there forward movement? Have you just moved on? What's going on? What do you want to say about this? Where's Aries and this person in a month? The Four of Pentacles, the Eight of Wands. Okay, what else we have? Oh man, I hope the cards are on camera. I meant to check and I forgot. Three of Swords. There's the Ace of Cups. The Nine of Pentacles, though. The Fool, the Ten of Wands, and the Knight of Pentacles. Things are moving very slow, but I feel like you're single. Your person is, they feel silly. Whatever they did, it's like weighing this burden on them. They're holding on to it. They feel like a fool. The Eight of Wands tells me there is communication, though, so you will hear from this person, but I see you staying single. I don't really see you taking this person back. What's under the Ace of Cups? The King of Wands. But there's an intense attraction to this person. You guys want, you want to jump each other's bones. You want each other here. But there's this sense of slowly moving past the burdens. I don't see you moving past the burdens, and I don't see them. You're single and independent. They are finally messaging you, so you're going to hear from this person, but I don't see an apology. I just feel them telling you that they feel stupid, and they're hurting, and they're having a hard time getting over whatever the hell they did. But the intensity, again, is off the charts. There's the Ace of Cups, so there's an opportunity. There's a Knight of Cups. They're coming in here to offer a cup of love. I still see you single. You're going to have a decision to make, but it's not going to be until a month from now when they're going to take action towards you, Aries.
Hey, welcome back to Impossible. Next up, I have Scorpios. Where are my possible Scorpios at? Okay, it is 1:42 in the morning, and I'm doing a reading.
Scorpio, North Node of Uranus
Pay
here.
attention to. That means huge blessings on the way, new opportunities. Okay, so, but look at the number 7. 7 is your number. Lucky number 7. A lot of blessings setting your way. Where is my angel deck? Oh, let's begin. I am tired and I'm working, so you guys are working tirelessly like myself. Okay, trying to get that money. You guys are hustling right now. All right. So yes. So let's begin, Scorpios. Oh. Yeah. 33 is 6. Following your intuition. Some of you guys may be 33 years old. Some of you guys will be dealing with a Taurus or have rising moon of Venus, or your North Node in Taurus. Taurus is all about luxurious life, hard workers, okay, grounded oneself, stability, responsibility. Yes, home life. Some of you guys will be married out there. Okay, yes, but whatever you're doing, you're walking, you're stepping out confidently. Things being illuminated to you, okay, planning carefully, all right, embarking on a new journey, working in silence at this time, implementing your ideas. Some of you guys may work in a library, doing research at this time, going back to school, studying for an exam. Okay, some of you guys may be going back to school for your master's degree, PhD. Okay, some of you guys may love to work out as well. Green may be your favorite color, but it's all about your Benjamins at this time and planning carefully, moving forward. All right, but As model, angel of patience. So everything Spirit wants you to be patient. Everything is happening at divine timing. Okay, so patience. Easy does it. Slow and steady wins the race. But inner peace. So finding that inner peace. Next best step. Again, you're planning carefully. Your next move. Okay, but it's like plan A, plan B, plan C. So if plan A doesn't work out, you got plan B. Develop plans. Yes, some of you guys may have Virgo in your chart as well, because planning carefully, analytical details, attention to details. Okay, dotting your I's and crossing your T's. Cautious though, but you're being cautious. See, so you're holding your ideas to yourself. You're not sharing. You're working in silence and working by yourself. Okay, some of you guys may be entrepreneurs and unruffled. Okay, so you're not allowing anybody to bother you at this time. You're maintaining your peace and in isolation, but working hard. Okay, I help time, patience, and planning be your allies when you contend with annoying details or complex situations. Watermelon Termaline, April, which is next month, and wait. So something significant happened in April, but 33 is 6, so it's following your intuition. So 6, 7. Okay, 6, 7 is 13, 13 is 4, which means responsibilities, your home, your
13
children,
is also
your
Scorpio
bills.
numbers.
Yes, domesticated matters. Okay, but yeah, those are your numbers. All right, let me get your affirmations. All right, some of you guys may love to listen to love songs, write music, R&B. You guys are networking right now. I do see communication coming in. Some of you guys may be going on vacation, live in a foreign country or overseas or somewhere tropical. All right, but this is all about self-care, vitamin C, orange, but taking care of yourself. Some of you guys may be makeup artists out there, love to do your makeup or something in cosmetology, beautifying a beauty field, work in the beauty field. Okay, yes, but self-love, self-care, take care of oneself. Yes, I am full of gratitude, and I do see you guys moving forward, going on road trips. Okay, some of you guys may live in a big city like myself, like a metropolitan city, California, Chicago, New York. Okay, yes, the cassette tape. Some of you guys may be music lovers, music artists. Okay, listen to old school music. All right. Some of you guys may drive a Cadillac, but I am full of gratitude. So yes, being grateful for what you have. Life, every day is a new day to start over, but I do see you networking and working, traveling, working on the grind right now. Okay, let me get another affirmation for you guys. I am fully aligned with the present. I am fully aligned with the present. So get aligned, finding balance, finding that inner peace. Okay, but aligning with oneself. Okay, coming, uh, transform it into your authenticity, becoming that authentic, genuine person. Okay, walking in your truth. There you go. Walking in your truth. Okay, let me get a fortune cookie for you. Hey, welcome back to Impossible. Next 7 is 13, 13 is 4, which means responsibilities, your home, your children, your bills. Yes, domesticated matters. Okay, but yeah, those are your numbers. All right, let me get your affirmations. All right, some of you guys may love to listen to love songs, write music, R&B. You guys are networking right now. I do see communication coming in. Some of you guys may be going on vacation, live in a foreign country or overseas or somewhere tropical. All right, but this is all about self-care, vitamin C, orange, but taking care of yourself. Some of you guys may be makeup artists out there, love to do your makeup or something in cosmetology, beautifying a beauty field, work in the beauty field. Okay, yes, but self-love, self-care, take care of oneself. Yes, I am full of gratitude, and I do see you guys moving forward, going on road trips. Okay, some of you guys may live in a big city like myself, like a metropolitan city, California, Chicago, New York. Okay, yes, the cassette tape. Some of you guys may be music lovers, music artists. Okay, listen to old school music. All right, some of you guys may drive a Cadillac, but I am full of gratitude. So yes, being grateful for what you have. Life, every day is a new day to start over, but I do see you networking and working, traveling, working on the grind right now. Okay, let me get another affirmation for you guys. I am fully aligned with the present. I am fully aligned with the present. So get aligned, finding balance, finding that inner peace, okay, but aligning with oneself, okay, transform it into your authenticity, becoming that authentic, genuine person, okay, walking in your truth. There you go, walking in your truth, okay. Let me get a fortune cookie for you. Friendships, developing friendships, but a friend may need your help here, okay. A friend needs your help. Your kindness and excellent counseling skills will put them back on track. Some of you guys are counselors out there, working in the medical field, doing your humanitarian duties. But yes, a friend may need your help, okay. Spirit said to pick one more, so I'm going to pick one more. And loving yourself first, but love is in the air. Definitely. Somebody traveling towards you. Love is in the air. A great time for commitment and taking a relationship to the next step. Some of you guys may be getting engaged, or some of you guys are married already, okay. But friendships developing into love, but getting aligned with one another, okay. Some of you guys are awakening to your truth, and this person may be unawakened and awakening to this love, okay. Let's see how this plays out. I'm excited. All right. Let me get your moon card. Hate these cards. But a personal issue reaches a resolution, okay. So you guys may have moon in your Cancer, or maybe dealing with a Cancer, or have rising moon of Venus, or your North Node in Cancer. But a personal issue reaches a resolution, okay. And have faith in your dreams. Believing in your dreams. Again, with the butterfly, you're going through your transformation. I do see abundance on the horizon for you, but you guys are working tirelessly. But having faith in your dreams. Don't give up. Don't stop, okay. Yes, that's what I heard. Yes, listen to your intuition at this time. Again, 6, follow your success, meditate, brings answers. So a personal issue reaches a resolution. Meditation brings answers. Okay. Yes. Choose a new direction. You're going in a new direction. I do see you guys traveling. Okay. Pay attention to the signs and synchronicities at this time. Your dreams, your visions, what people say to you. You guys are very intuitive. No need to worry, okay? And everything is happening in perfect timing. Like I said, divine timing. Okay, so some of you guys still need to release. All right? You guys are releasing or need to release. Okay? But everything is happening in perfect timing, and Spirit is saying no need to worry. So everything, surrender. All your money, like money issues, career issues, everything that you're fearful that you're lacking, surrender it. Because have faith, believe in your dreams, round and around. So you feel like you're going in a circle, but here's the thing. When that let go card, some of you guys need to break old karmic cycles with people, but 25 is 7 again. So huge blessings are on the way. Okay, yes. All right, but there's a lesson that you need to learn. Again, star seeds, but I do see everything that you're manifesting is coming to light. All right, so keep in faith and be hopeful. Yes, somebody here is very nostalgic about you as well, but some of you guys feel like you're going round and around and you can't break the cycle, but I do see you releasing it and breaking the cycle. Okay, learning lessons and moving forward, and I do see your blessings coming in as well. Okay, but getting rid of those karmic people, karmic relationships, karmic anything. All right. But love is in the air, and you're getting aligned at this time. Adventures, going on vacation, and I do see flowing, everything flowing in your life, abundance, love. Okay, everything balance being restored, luck. Okay, yes. But adventures, embarking on a new journey. Some of you guys may love to travel. Okay, but I see traveling Yes. Moving away. Blessings. What I told you about number 7. Blessings. So your blessings are definitely on the way. Yes. Going in a new direction. Pleasure. Doing what pleases you. Okay. Abundance. Like I said. Not only in money, but taking that leadership role. Okay. Being very cold, and you're going through your transformation. Yes. Be prepared for miracles. Like I said. All right. So don't worry. This is going to be It's gonna be the bomb. So you're going through your own transformation. You're entering into a new cycle. An old cycle is closing out, a new cycle beginning. You're shedding old skin. Okay, you're taking the lead in your life. Some of you guys may be supervisors, getting promoted, but polar bear, you're very cold with it, and you're not allowing anybody to get in your way. Okay, yes, and abundance. You're focused on your money at this time, but abundance in health, wealth, home life, children. Yes, abundance, love, blessings coming in. Blessings. I told you, overflowing of blessings is getting ready to come into your life. Meditating on it, I go by energy, what gravitates to me. Okay, but right now you guys are making. That's to answer your question. Okay, so right now you guys are making lemonade out of lemons. Okay, it's not. It is what it is. It is what you make it. And that's what you're doing. It is what you make it. You guys are hustling out there, all right? But you guys are looking very attractive. For some reason, Fetty Wap birthday came into my mind. So like every day is your birthday, but it's like loving when you walk my way. So it's like you're very attractive. Okay, at this time, take care of yourself. But you guys are hustling. So it's like, life may serve you a bowl of lemons, but you're just making lemonade out of them, out of that. And it is not. It is what it is. It is what you make it. So that's your mindset. It is what you make it. Okay. So let's get into your reading. I'm very excited to do your reading. Okay. I'm just like giggling right now because it's like you find the people funny. Like people are moving funny on you. It's like whatever, But let me get your angels. I'm gonna get your 3 angels. So let's go, Capricorns. Let's go. All right. I'm hustling with you. Let's go. Okay, yes, 29 is 11. All right, so your numbers to pay attention to is 4, 11. Okay, but then I did say some other numbers, 1, 12. All right, 21. All right, but some of you guys may be dealing with a Scorpio or meeting a Scorpio, but this is all about following your intuitions. When it comes to people, you're remaining mysterious, but your mystery is what attracts people at this time. Yes, you're shining bright. You're very confident. Okay, loving when you walk my way. Purple, royalty. So you're really valuing yourself. All right. Yes, working out, taking care of yourself. But Jeremiah, angel of symbols and dreams, pay attention to your symbols and dreams. Again, following your intuitions. You're very intuitive. And especially when it comes to people action and moves. Again, people acting funny style. This is why I was smiling, but you're catching on to it. It's like, whatever. But life lessons. So you're learning your lessons through, everything is a life lesson. Okay, so you're developing at this time, seeing people for who they are, just forgiving your past, forgiving